Are you trying to sell a house and want a easier, faster way to sell the house without the traditional hassles and thinking of contacting a cash home buyer? My name is Ben Sochek, and I'm with 7 Days Cash by Home Downsizing Solutions. And I wanted to give you a few tips to avoid a scam or avoid getting scammed if you are interested in pursuing selling a house to a cash home buyer. There certainly are legitimate companies out there, such as 7 Days Cash by Home Downsizing Solutions, but there are a number of what are termed wholesalers, and the number is growing all the time because, quite frankly, it's the easiest way to get into buying and selling real estate. There's a lot of so-called gurus that are out there that are teaching this, but in my opinion, they're certainly teaching it the wrong way as far as how to get into real estate. And the biggest thing is they're teaching it to in kind of the one-sided way to help the new student that is thinking they're going to get into real estate to get rich quick, but they're not doing a very good service to the actual homeowner, home seller that understands that they're probably not going to get top dollar for their house, but they're just looking to be treated fairly, ethically, and honestly. And I don't think a lot of these people that are wholesalers are doing that. They're telling the home seller that they're going to buy the house. The websites will say that they will buy the house, and in the end, all they're looking to do is get a contract signed and then flip that contract to somebody else that will actually close on it. And so if they've overpromised, if they've told the homeowner that they can do something that they are not necessarily doing themselves and are dependent upon somebody else to do, then it can leave the home seller in a very bad position. And a few things that you can do to watch out for a situation like that is, one, of course, look at the paperwork when you sign a purchase agreement with someone very carefully, because they will usually have verbiage that even though they're supposed to be a cash home buyer, they don't have to close for 21 to 30, maybe more days after the agreement's signed. And not that that's a bad thing in it itself, because if you don't want to move right away, that's fine. But a true cash home buyer should be able to close within 7 days, or as soon as the title company can get title work done and prepare closing paperwork. In our case, we usually close within a week. The only thing that slows us up is if there's something on title that causes a problem. But these companies usually have a 21 to 30 day closing period, usually a 21-day or so inspection period. And they put that in there so that once they get a contract signed, they will tell you, and they'll tell a home seller that they're going to get inspections done and have their contractors go through the house. And these inspections and contractors are typically their potential buyers that they want to flip that contract to. And so if they find something, or if they don't find a buyer in that 21 days that will buy their contract, then they're either going to renegotiate with you or try to, or they're just going to walk away and leave you, the home seller, in a very bad position. And so that's one thing to watch out for. That's why they want at least 30 days typically to be able to close, or what they're going to tell you is that they're going to close in 30 days. So be careful of that wording. Be careful of the verbiage in the contract. Sometimes the contracts will actually state that they have the right to market your property. And if they've disclosed that and told you openly that, that's one thing, because there are ways to do what we have termed in the past an option agreement to give us the right to buy a house. But we are very transparent about that, and the companies that are doing things right are very transparent about that. They won't come out and say, we're going to buy your house no matter what, which is typically what these other companies do. And so the other thing is to ask them who their title company is, so that you can contact their title company and confirm with the title company, the closer, that the company actually does buy houses and is not just looking to assign their contract to an end buyer, which is the terminology that they would use, or that actually happens. So contacting the title company is very important. Asking sometimes for a proof of funds from the buyer to prove that they have the funds to buy your house is a good thing sometimes to do. Although anymore, it's very easy for a potential buyer to go out and get a proof of funds letter from a number of sources that may or may not be legitimate. So that's not always the case. Checking with sometimes the Better Business Bureau, looking at a company's reviews, doing some of that homework to ensure that they're a legitimate home buying company is very critical. So if you are interested in selling a house and are looking to utilize a cash home buyer and understand the benefits that they offer, which can, for certain people, are of a great value to people, then certainly do your homework about them and make sure they are a good company, legitimate company that you can trust. And the last thing that I'll mention too is that some of these companies, some operate nationwide. They run advertisements online and other areas to attract people to call them. And some of these companies, though, their mode of operation is to not even go look at a house. They want to be able to get a house under contract over the phone and send you an agreement to sign by email after they've just talked to you over the phone. They haven't even looked at the house. And to me, it's extremely difficult to really get a good idea of what a person can offer for a house if they haven't even been in it. Some of them do a pretty good job of having inspection people look at the house, doing some due diligence to do that. But if the company that says they're going to buy your house is not actually going to look at your house, that's probably a red flag. And so if we can be of help to you, if you're looking to sell your house to a legitimate company, or we can answer some questions for you, please contact us. Just go to 7dayscash.com, the number 7dayscash.com, or call us 402-291-5005, and we'd be happy to help any way that we can. Thank you.